Okay, hello there. I'm Dennis. Welcome to the channel, Life, Home, and My Linux Journeys. And in this journey, we're going to install and give a look around to the new KDE Neon. We'll come back to that when we get the VirtualBox set up. I've got it set up in my VirtualBox. I've given it 2 cores of my processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM. I've enabled the EFI. I turned the video memory all the way up, and we're using the VBox SVGA. All right, let's get started. And I'm just going to press enter here. There is an OEM install available, so if you're setting this up for on another computer for a friend or what have you, you could set it up using the OEM, and then that way they get to set up the rest of their system with their username and passwords. Plasma 25th Anniversary Edition by KDE. Let's see if we can do something about the display right off the bat here. 16:9, that'll work. Apply. Alright. And the installer is on the desktop, so I'm going to probably only have to single click that. Maybe I didn't start 2 of them. No. So we're going to install using the Calamaris installer. 3.2.49.1. That might mean something to somebody. Alright, we're going to click next. Try to find Chicago here. It would be in alphabetical order, so there's Chicago. Alright. Next, English keyboard. Next. Now, we could manually partition the disk, and that's what I normally do. So we're going to do that. We're going to say new partition table. GPT is correct. Here's our free space. We're going to create. The first one will be 512. Numlock wasn't on. Well, there we go. GPT, this file system is going to be FAT32. Mount point will be boot EFI. We could give it a label, but we're not. All right, that's good. Say OK. Free space. Not a new partition table, sorry. Left click free space, say create. And 6144. Numlock, come on here. Yep, there we go. 6144. Nope. Either the numlock doesn't work or my computer just went out. So if give it 6 gigabytes of RAM, we're going to give it 6 gigabytes of swap. And no mount point. File system is Linux swap. There we go. We'll give it the label of the swap. Say OK. Now that gives us 60 gigabytes. To divide up between home and partition, home and root drive. This one's going to be root. Root. All right. OK. Left click free space. Say create. Leave it just like that. The mount point will be home. ext4 is right. We'll say OK. Now, mount point boot EFI. We should be in good shape. Yeah, necessary to start KDE Neon. Go back. There it is right there. Let's see if it'll let me change that to boot EFI. Let's go boot that way. Say OK. Now we should be good. Yeah. All right. For a name, just give it my name. Give it a password ×2. We're not going to log in automatically. And say install. And immediately we lost our resolution. That's okay. Well, if it'll quit hopping around some. Alright, so let's go back to their web page. This is the KDE neon period KDE.org. It's their website. If you wanted to download it here, you can click on the download button. And you got two editions. You got the user edition, and then you have a testing edition, which is going to be all the latest up-to-date, what have you. For me, I clicked on the torrent file, and I got the user edition. Let's go back to their web page here. Solid core, latest features. More than ever, people expect a stable desktop with cutting-edge features, all in a package which is easy to use and ready to make their own. Very true. All right, let's look at DistroWatch and see what they say about it. First of all, it's number 13 in popularity, which is kind of surprising, but KDE Plasma is a good desktop if you have the patience for it. KDE Neon is an Ubuntu-based Linux distribution and a live DVD featuring the latest KDE Plasma desktop and other KDE community software. Besides the installable DVD image, the project provides a rapidly evolving software repository with all the latest KDE software. Two editions are available, the user edition, which is what I got, and the latest developers edition for cutting-edge KDE applications. All right. The formatting must have went okay. Unpacking the images. And let's just pause the video here. I'll be back. Actually, before I do that, let me bring up the VirtualBox. I've already got KDE Neon installed, and some tweaks went on in it. And I might just pause this video because that's it on the installer. We finished it. This next thing you'd be doing is rebooting. Remove the ISO and reboot. I guess we'll wait and see what that does. Alright, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so it's in the process of removing 4 packages. That's usually happens towards the end, where it's removing any temporary packages that are no longer needed. So we should be pretty close to being finished here. We did install a bootloader already. Alright, so I guess I'm going to pause the video again. Let's go back to their webpage here on distrowatch.com. It says here it's based on Debian Ubuntu long-term support, and the point of origin is in the United Kingdom. The only desktop they have is KDE Plasma, and I applaud them for that because they're doing a really good job. If you're going to do or have a flagship for your desktop, then to me that should be the best desktop available to anywhere. And so I'm thinking that since they specialize in KDE Plasma, then this should be a very good edition of KDE Plasma. It does come with the Discover store as well. Cleaning up the file system. Tools must run after package cleanup, which it just completed. Unmounting the file systems. We're getting ready to reboot here. All right. Let's just restart now. And it should remove the ISO. It'll come up and tell me to remove it and press enter. But as soon as I do, It's removed. You can see it's gone. .23.4. And Plasma always takes a little longer to boot up for the first time. Second time's not quite so bad. All right. Get our login screen and give it our password. And I was going to show you there, but Wayland is available. Maybe I'll show you real quick. Actually, once this starts, I'm going to shut it down and we'll restart my other one that I've already did some work in. I just wanted to restart this just to make sure it does start and it's ready for you to customize it. Or not. Ready to start using. Come on, Plasma. I tell you, you do have some good choices in Linux as far as desktops go. Plasma is one of them. It's not my favorite, but I could see where I could use it and get along quite well. If it'll start. Come on. See, we got guest editions, mouse going in and out. There we go. It'll go along. You don't think it's going to do anything, then all of a sudden, boom, and you're there. So, like I said, I'm going to just shut this one down. There's the Discover store. Shut this one down. Bring up VirtualBox. As soon as this one shuts down, the one we just installed, this one's exactly the same, except I've already made a few tweaks. For instance, the double click. All right, let's highlight that and get that one started. And this was set up the same exact way. EFI boot, 6 gigabytes of RAM. The only thing is I let the installer partition my disk, so I did not get a home directory, but I did get a swap space. 5.23.54. And this one shouldn't take as long to start up. I say that and I watch it take forever. There we go. Okay, so here you see desktop session. It's Plasma X11 XOR drivers, or you do have the option for Wayland. And since it defaults to X11, that's what I'm going to leave it at. To be honest, I hadn't even tried the Wayland. 25th Anniversary Edition by KDE. And like I said, you can see it's a little faster the next time you boot up. So, this is it. Let's see what we got here. You can see I've done a little bit of work to the menu. I have installed, let's see, Synaptic Package Manager. I have installed KSysGuard, which it comes with its own system monitor. KSysGuard. Let's see what they compare to. Let's see, this one's saying we're running memory 802 megs. This one's saying less, right at a half a gig, 500 megs. So a little discrepancy, but it is a VM, and that is their built-in one. And like I said, I did install Synaptic Package Manager. I did install KDE Live just to make sure that the version that they use will work. And it is a flat pack. 21.12.0. But I believe that'll show a different version once it loads up. Let's find out. 21.12.0. Help. About. Nope, 21.12.0. Okay. And it does work. Let's put in a clip just to see. I've copied one over. And you can see the waveform, which is the part that I would be interested in. And there you go. So that's KDE Live. That works just fine. We're not going to save that. Let's look through the menu. There's not a lot in the menu yet. It's really up to you. We got Discover, the Discover software store, Dolphin as a file manager, the emoji selection. Oh, this is all application. Let's go to graphics. We got GwenView, the KDE image viewer, Ocular for document viewer, PDFs. Internet, we got Firefox, KDE Connect, KDE Connect SMS, open on connected device via KDE Connect. Those are all for hooking up or connecting with your telephone. Under multimedia, we got VLC player and KDE Live, which I installed. Office, well, the only thing we have is that document viewer at this point. Synaptic Package Manager, System Settings, iBus Preferences and Input Methods for your keyboard. The Discover Store, Dolphin, Information Center or Info Center. KDE Neon 5.23 User Edition. Memory. We're using very little RAM. Plasma always surprises me with that. Just how well the system resources are being utilized. KDE Partition Manager. System Monitor. Let's open up the Discover Store, which it does work. One of the reasons why I installed Synaptic was I was curious, would VirtualBox be available in their Discover Store? And as you'll see here, it is not. But Synaptic is available. No, I had to do that through via command line. Let's see. So, apt search VirtualBox. And you can see it is available. I went to I was looking for Synaptic. Synaptic. And it is available and actually installed. Let's open that up. Let's see. That would be under System, Synaptic Package Manager. Ask me for my password. And here you click on search. Now if we go VirtualBox, you'll see it's available. VirtualBox right there, along with the extension packs, the guest edition, DKMSs. So that's the reason why I installed Synaptic Package Manager. But I probably would have used Synaptic Package Manager over the Discover Store anyway. But it is available, and why it's not presented, I'm not sure why it's not presented during the install of the default OS. But either way, it is available. And it runs real nice. I mean, you got to admit, this is pretty nice. Case discard. Open that back up. So according to this, 1/2 gig of RAM and CPU's not bad. You see, I didn't give it this. It gave itself 8 gigabytes of swap. I let it. Let's see this disk. No, Partition Manager will show us the same thing, I think. Close that out. Yep, here we go. So we got a boot EFI, we got a root partition, which is 57.4 gigs, and then we got a swap, which is 8.8 gigs. That's how they did it. I just was curious of how they did it. If they hadn't gave me this much swap space, I probably would have manually did it. Either way, it's okay. And you could probably create that home partition later if you wanted to. So that's KDE Neon. Thanks very much for watching. Give KDE Neon a try. I'd be interested personally in running the Linus on it and see what the security shows for KDE Neon, or as it's called, Neon User. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you on another video. Peace out. Bye, guys.